That's the thing about life. It can be unpredictable, but your dreams need not be. How far would you go to make your dreams come true? How close are you to reaching those goals set by you? While others focus on a new normal, you focus on a new beginning. Look around for what inspires you. Build your narrative. After all, it's your story to tell. Take a chance. Take a leap. Begin your study abroad journey with us.
Looking for the right course for you? Welcome to AECC Global's Course Search, your one-stop platform for all your international education needs. Browse through millions of free, valuable study abroad resources to pursue your international study dream. To begin your search, type in your preferred course in the search bar. Filter by sub-course category, level of study, destination preference, tuition fees, duration and post-study work visa. With a destination drop-down, you can search for the preferred destinations of your choice. You can also filter down courses by top-ranked universities in your preferred destination and their rankings. Browse through various career choices, and you can also browse through free student resources like articles on tips to study abroad, the latest news, etc. We are here to support you with every step of your study abroad journey. To explore your course options, visit search.aeccglobal.com.
That's the thing about life. It can be unpredictable, but your dreams need not be. How far would you go to make your dreams come true? How close are you to reaching those goals set by you? While others focus on a new normal, you focus on a new beginning. Look around for what inspires you. Build your narrative. After all, it's your story to tell. Take a chance. Take a leap. Begin your study abroad journey with us.
Looking for the right course for you? Welcome to AECC Global's Course Search, your one-stop platform for all your international education needs. Browse through millions of free, valuable study abroad resources to pursue your international study dream. To begin your search, type in your preferred course in the search bar. Filter by sub-course category, level of study, destination preference, tuition fees, duration and post-study work visa. With a destination drop-down, you can search for the preferred destinations of your choice. You can also filter down courses by top-ranked universities in your preferred destination and their rankings. Browse through various career choices, and you can also browse through free student resources like articles on tips to study abroad, the latest news, etc. We are here to support you with every step of your study abroad journey. To explore your course options, visit search.aeccglobal.com.
Oke, selamat siang teman-teman AECC Global. Apa kabar semuanya? Semoga semua dalam keadaan sehat hari ini dan seterusnya ya. Selamat berjumpa kembali dengan saya, Lani dari AECC Global, yang akan menjadi host di acara kita siang hari ini dengan judul Be a Scholarship Magnet with a Powerful Personal Statement, yang akan dibawakan oleh Ibu Linda Bong, International Higher Education Expert, and also a Scholarship Awardee. Oke, beberapa waktu yang lalu, bahkan sampai kemarin ya, banyak students yang bertanya kepada saya. Kayaknya saya udah menulis personal statement yang wah deh pokoknya. Dengan berbagai pengalaman saya yang beragam. Tapi dari beberapa scholarship yang saya apply, kok nggak ada yang nyangkut satu juga ya. Jadi sampai sekarang saya udah apply ke beberapa scholarship, tapi saya belum dapat juga. Padahal kalau dilihat-lihat GPA saya juga nggak jelek-jelek banget loh. Bahkan ada beberapa student yang predikatnya cum laude diberikan dari universitas tempat dia belajar. Nah, rupanya hal ini merupakan pernyataan umum atau common query ya dari beberapa student yang saya bantu gitu. Oleh sebab itu tentunya sangat diperlukan figur seperti Ibu Linda Bong ini yang memang ahli di bidang ini ya. Hari ini Bu Linda Bong akan tentunya berbagi pengetahuan dan keterampilannya dengan kita, agar kita sebagai student ini bisa menunjukkan potensi diri kita sebagai seorang individu yang tentunya berbeda ya. Bagaimana kita menunjukkan bahwa kita ini outstanding, bahwa kita ini berbeda dari yang lainnya yang kebanyakan, tentunya harus dituangkan dalam personal statement. Kalau misalnya kita mau mendapatkan beasiswa harus dituangkan dalam personal statement. Atau juga dalam interview ya yang kita harus jalani, supaya bagaimana caranya supaya personal statement kita ini berbeda dengan yang lain, personal statement kita ini outstanding dan dapat mempunyai daya tarik tersendiri sehingga mendapat perhatian daripada pemberi beasiswa ini ya, dari para asesor ini. Nah, sedikit biografi mengenai Ibu Linda. Tentunya Ibu Linda nanti akan lebih dalam memperkenalkan dirinya sendiri. Beliau mempunyai latar belakang sebagai sarjana pendidikan di Universitas Katolik Atmajaya. Kemudian melanjutkan pendidikannya dan mempunyai gelar master and a specialist degree in the School of Counseling and Guidance dari the University of Florida in the USA. Wow. Beliau juga merupakan scholarship awardee ya pada saat dia ambil master, dan juga beliau ada mendapatkan scholarship untuk beberapa program lainnya. Saat ini beliau sudah berkecimpung lebih dari 20 tahun di bidang pendidikan internasional, pendidikan internasional, dan juga lebih dari 10 tahun pengalaman berafiliasi dengan berbagai international higher education, seperti misalnya University of British Columbia, kemudian juga bekerja sama dengan British Council, dengan Venus University, dan juga dengan University of Florida. Pada saat beliau bekerja di UBC, beliau mempunyai hubungan kerja yang cukup dekat dengan kantor admission di UBC tersebut. Sehingga beliau mendapatkan banyak pengetahuan dan banyak insights tentunya ya mengenai bagaimana sebuah university melakukan decision making proses dalam penerimaan mahasiswa-mahasiswi. Salah satunya tentu di-assess berdasarkan personal statement mereka. Beliau juga menerima professional training untuk mengevaluasi personal statement khususnya. Dalam pekerjaannya tentu Ibu Linda juga sudah banyak membaca dan menilai banyak sekali essays atau personal statement yang ditulis oleh mahasiswa-mahasiswi dari seluruh dunia, nggak hanya dari Indonesia, agar mereka dapat diterima di UBC dan juga mendapatkan beasiswa. Saat ini beliau juga banyak mengadakan essay workshop di berbagai institusi pendidikan dan organisasi pendidikan lainnya. Ibu Linda ini sangat mempunyai deep passion untuk writing dan juga in education. Oleh sebab itu hari ini Ibu Linda melalui portal AECC Global sangat ingin berbagi dan tentunya secara tidak langsung kami juga ingin mensupport teman-teman AECC Global yang masih struggling untuk mendapatkan beasiswa. Dengan pengetahuan dan keterampilan yang dimiliki, Ibu Linda dalam menulis dengan kemampuan dan keterampilan yang dimiliki oleh Ibu Linda, tentunya dia sering menulis dan juga menilai personal statement. Dia akan juga berbagi tips mengenai interview preparation. Oleh sebab itu mudah-mudahan sesi ini dapat menjadi awal untuk mewujudkan impian teman-teman sekalian dalam menempuh pendidikan kalian di luar negeri nantinya. Karena waktu sangat terbatas, and without further ado, I would like to pass on the screen to Ibu Linda Bong. The screen is all yours, Ibu Linda.
Terima kasih, Bu Lani. Selamat siang semuanya. Thank you so much, Ibu Lani, for your kind introduction. Terima kasih banyak AECC Global, AECC Indonesia sudah mengundang saya nih yang kedua kali. Senang banget hadir kembali, bisa berbagi hari ini dengan teman-teman semua. So today aku ngomongnya di bahasa Inggris dan bahasa Indonesia ya, campur ya, mix. And I'll tell you why later on, somewhere in the middle of the presentation. Jadi penting banget untuk kita latihan juga ya mendengar bahasa Inggris. Aku tadi udah lihat di chat nih, udah banyak banget teman-teman yang share ya. Hari ini join dari kota apa? Aku lihat tadi banyak yang dari Jabodetabek, Semarang, Surabaya, Bali. Yang lain boleh yang baru join. Kita sekarang ada 162 orang di room ini. Aduh rame banget. Coba di share di chat kalian joining dari kota apa sekarang, atau yang dari Indonesia, mungkin dari luar Indonesia juga ada ya. Oh, Jogja juga ada. Sip. Saat ini aku join dari kota Jambi, Sumatera Selatan. Senang banget. Oke, let me share my screen. Sebelum aku share screen, aku mau yang excited ikut acara ini, coba deh type yes on the chat if you're excited for this event. Yay! Yes. Yeah, I'm excited too. So, okay, excellent. Let me share the screen then. Udah bisa lihat ya? Ibu Lani udah bisa lihat belum ya? Udah ya? Oke, sip. Oke, let me make this, hold on. Aduh, kemana nih mau saya? Lari-lari, bentar. Oke, sip. Bentar, aku minimize ini dulu biar nggak ada banyak distraction. Oke, selamat datang ya. Welcome to this acara webinar. Judulnya Be a Scholarship Magnet with a Powerful Personal Statement. exclusive insights for LPDP or LPDP and grade scholarships applicants with me, yours truly, Linda Bong. Nah, dari judulnya di sini ya udah jelas bahwa hari ini kita akan ngomongin soal beasiswa, scholarship. Kita juga akan ngomongin tentang magnet. Penting, karena ini penting. Terus kita akan ngomongin tentang personal statement and how to create a powerful personal statement. Dan memang acara ini didedikasikan untuk applicants beasiswa LPDP dan grade scholarship. But don't worry, biarpun kalian nggak nge-apply ke LPDP atau grade scholarships, actually materi dari webinar hari ini, the materials are applicable for all different purposes. Yeah, so you can apply it for your uni application, you can apply it to your scholarship application, you can even apply it to a job application, visa application, school, university life. So it's applicable for a lot of different purposes, yeah. And by the end of today, aku harap kalian dapetin like a good picture of the whole idea of writing, the art lah bisa bilang, the art of writing a personal statement, and also how you can attract, how you can become the magnet to attract the scholarship or the university that you want to apply to. Jadi kalian bisa jadi kayak bapak ini nih, yang nge-track money ya. Scholarship is like a gift, right? Like money ya. So you can be like him. Okay? So before I start, biasanya aku in any of my class or webinar or seminar or workshop, itu ada 3 persyaratan, there are 3 requirements. And aku harap kalian bisa follow these requirements ya. Tolong dicoba diikuti. Okay, rule number 1. Wah, rule number 1. I want you to be like this lion. I want you to relax. Relax aja. This is Saturday afternoon, mungkin you are tired, you had a long week, you had a stressful week, and suddenly you are here in my webinar and you still feel stressed out. I just want you to relax, yeah? You can take some deep breaths if you want, you can stretch, you can yawn if you're still sleepy, baru makan siang ya, kayak saya masih ngantuk. You can move your body and dance. You can move to a comfortable couch, do whatever you need to do so that you can relax. And I feel that being relaxed is so important karena waktu kita relax, we are more open to absorb information. Jadi kita bisa dapatin lebih maksimal. And I always tell my clients, one of the tips that I'll tell my clients is actually write when you are relaxed. Jadi kalau tulisan itu kelihatan banget. When you're writing, when you stress, itu the result of your writing also shows the stress that you have. Yeah, so it's really important to relax. Udah relax belum nih? Tapi jangan tiduran ya. Jangan tidur. I cannot see you guys, but I hope you are not falling asleep. Don't worry, it's gonna be a very interactive webinar, so you won't fall asleep. I promise. Okay. The second requirement, rule number 2, I want you to have an open mind and an open heart. Sama kayak tadi. When your mind and your heart are open, you can allow things to come into you. Yeah, to receive more. You can receive more. So it's very important to have an open mind and open heart. Okay lah, maybe you are heartbroken recently, that you wanted to close your heart or your mind. But at least for the next 2 hours, please have an open mind and open heart. Okay. Bisa ya? Kan ya? Okay, the last rule, I want you to be here with me now. I want you to be present and to be in the moment. I want you to focus on this webinar. Just for the next 2 hours. Kalau bisa, do not just leave all the distractions, put your phone away, nggak harus do your social media stuff, during this workshop. If possible, just relax and sit and just be here with me and just focus and spend your time for the next 2 hours. Just invest on this very important topic. Okay, bisa ya? Okay, cool. So relax, open heart, open mind, and just be here in the moment. Okay, I want to share that in everything I do things holistically. Jadi aku tuh percaya sama holistic approach. Jadi mind, body, and soul, everything should be synchronized, everything should be balanced, everything should be included and taken care of. Jadi some of the things that I'm gonna share today itu memang pasti kalian pikir wah ya they're so relevant to the topic. Some of the things that I'm going to share might be new to you, and you might not really think about these particular ideas being put in a personal statement webinar. But I want you again to have an open mind and an open heart because of that my belief in that holistic approach, we will cover a lot of different things. Jadi kayak I ran another webinar this morning. Jadi panitianya bilang kayak, I'm really teaching you guys some really life skills that you can apply, in your life, in your study and beyond. Yeah, so I'm very, very excited. Okay, before I start, I want to share my story. I know Ibu Lani was really kind. She already introduced me. Cuma aku mau give you a different sort of perspective of my story. So I actually come from a very humble beginning. Aku orang kampung ya, you can say. Jadi I grew up in a very small village di dekat 4 jam dari Palembang ya, South Sumatra. And I never dreamt of studying abroad. Karena kayaknya nggak mungkin lah ya, maksudnya I am from kampung and my parents were not coming from wealthy family. So even for me going to school, it was really a struggle for my parents. So I never dreamt about studying abroad when I grew up. But my first glimpse of the world itu adalah lewat berita, the news channel itu judulnya namanya dulu di TVRI ya, Dunia Dalam Berita. Kayaknya sekarang masih ada, nggak tahu ya, masih ada nggak di TVRI. Dunia Dalam Berita. So my mom loved watching Dunia Dalam Berita. So I of course watched this with her lah when I was small. So that was sort of the first glimpse of the world for me. And then I moved to Palembang and I graduated from high school. And I got my first scholarship itu at the age of 17. So when I graduated from high school, I was the best graduate in my school. So I got some scholarship offers dari different universities in Indonesia. So I decided to go to Atmajaya University in Jakarta, gitu ya. So I won my first scholarship. So I went to Jakarta and I did my bachelor's degree in English education. And I started also working as a teacher, English teacher, and also Bahasa Indonesia teacher for expats living in Jakarta. Yeah. So that was sort of my second layer of seeing the world through the perspectives and stories of my students. So my students came from everywhere, like the US, the UK, New Zealand, Japan, Palestine, Europe, So they sort of gave me the world through their stories. Yeah. So I became sort of more international suddenly during this period of time. And one day, my American student told me about a scholarship. It's called FLTA, Fulbright FLTA, Fulbright Foreign Language Teaching Assistant, which is to teach Bahasa Indonesia at a university in the US. So I applied, I applied, and I got my second scholarship. So I won the Fulbright FLTA scholarship when I was 25. And I remember working really hard on my essay. And luckily, my American friend, who is still a very good friend until now, she's back in the US, to look at my essay and make sure that it was, relevant and it was awesome and all that. So I got my second scholarship at that time at the age of 25. So I went to the US and it was my first time living abroad. And wow, my first gateway city was New York City. So it was like crazy, amazing. And then I spent a year at the University of Florida teaching Bahasa Indonesia. And also studied as a non-degree student. And 4 years later, when I was 30, I received my third scholarship to complete a master's and specialist degree in school counseling and guidance at the University of Florida also. Yeah. So you can say that I am a scholarship magnet. And today I really want to share with you how you also can become one. Yeah, sabar ya. I'll share more later on. And and after that, I've been working for the past, like Bulani said, for the past 20 years in education. That was my passion. And the last 10 years, the last decade, especially in higher education, working with the University of British Columbia, UBC Canada, the British Council, Business University, the University of Florida itself. And my last career with the University of British Columbia, I worked very closely with the admission office and evaluated a lot of students' personal profiles or personal statement. And I was also professionally trained to score those essays. And I've been doing a lot of workshops for students, schools, organizations, especially in the area of personal statement or personal profile. And I've read stories of joy, stories of struggle, stories of triumphs, a story of sorrow. So it was just amazing. And some really touched my heart. Some really touched my brain, satisfied me intellectually. Some really touched both of my heart and my brain. And now I am really dedicating my life to supporting students to make sure that they are creating the best, most powerful, most successful personal statements, and also guiding them through the interview process, especially for college, overseas, and also scholarship applications. Yeah, so that's sort of my quick story and where I am and why I am here with you today. All right, ini penting banget nih storytelling, ya. Okay, I want to get, because our topic is quite international, ya, terutama untuk beasiswa yang keluar negeri. So I want to bring the global energy into the room now. So I'm gonna share a video. Basically, we're just gonna travel across the world for 3 minutes only. And in some of these videos, maybe ada negara-negara tertentu that you are actually keen to study at. Jadi just connect to that place, ya, during this video. So just want to enjoy and just relax and just enjoy the scenery. Some of us still travel, some of us still don't want to travel. You just travel through this video, okay? Okay, beautiful ya. We are so lucky to live in this beautiful world, you know. I hope you enjoy that. Terus mungkin ada tempat-tempat tertentu yang memang kalian mau ke sana gitu ya. And you can like, oh, start dreaming more about it. Start dreaming more about the places that you want to study. Okay. Okay, before I start talking about personal statement and everything else, aku ada 3 questions that I really want to ask you. Ada 191 orang nih sekarang, 91 people in the room. I want to ask you 3 questions, and these questions are really important for you to reflect on. And if you wish to answer them, I really invite you to answer on the chat box. Ya. So yeah, I know ya. The first question, apa nih? Mau nanya apa? How badly do you want it? How badly do you want to get LPDP, beasiswa, scholarship? How badly do you want to go to Oxford University? How badly do you want to study in Australia? Yeah. So from 0 to 10, 10 being, oh my God, I really want to go. I really want it. To 0 being, I don't want it. Where are you? Type on the chat box. Where are you? What? Wah, 20. Wah, 1020. Aduh, 10, 10. Excellent, excellent. Ada 6? Ada yang 6 nih. If you are not a 10, ask yourself, why is it not a 10 out of 10? Ada yang 9, 9.8. Okay. Okay, ada yang 1 juta ya. Okay, good, good. 0, because I'm a lecturer, it is my responsibility. Okay, so interesting. Thank you for responding on the chat. And I just want to ask you, kira-kira, if it's not a 10 out of 10, kira-kira why? Yeah, why? Why is it not a 10 out of 10? I am asking you these questions because when you want something so badly, you usually do everything to achieve that, right? And if it's not like really badly, maybe you're not going to do more or extra efforts to achieve it. Okay, so think about it, reflect on it. Okay, the second question I have is, what is your purpose? Why do you want to study in the UK? Tadi ada yang jawab mau study in the UK. Yeah, why do you want to study? Why do you want to study business, for example, in the US? Yeah. So what is your goal? What is your purpose? Is it for career advancement? Ya, ada beberapa yang mau mungkin kayak karirnya lebih bagus. Some of us maybe want to learn more about a specific skill or a specific knowledge, maybe about sustainability. Yeah, a lot of people are really interested in learning more about how we can be more sustainable. Maybe you want to go because you just don't like your parents, so you just don't want to live with your parents anymore. Jadi there is no wrong or right purpose. Cuma ada kayak strong purpose and weak purpose. Strong purpose meaning that usually the purpose is not only for yourself, but also for the benefit of and the betterment of other people. For example, one of my clients is applying to aerospace engineering. And one of his dreams, his goals, is to be able to devise economical aircraft that can land quite easily on remote areas so that people can travel more efficiently, terutama di Indonesia ya, we are an archipelago country ya, jadi sometimes transportation and logistics itu kayak quite a hassle, right? And he wants to make sure that the price of the goods can be lowered in certain areas. Karena kalian yang dari sini ya, dari mana-mana, dari Indonesia, in some parts of Indonesia, the prices of goods are higher because like the logistic price is higher, right? So that's one of his goals, gitu kan? Jadi quite a very strong goal, gitu ya. So what is your goal? Coba aku mau coba lihat. Oke, coba aku mau baca ya. I want to be an expert in transport planning. Oh, pas banget. I really want to learn public policy. I really want to go back to school, learning, sharing, and connecting with knowledges. Okay, DJ, good. I want to study history in Netherlands to teach students how fun learning history can be. Wow, that's amazing. And making journals about religious customs in Indonesia that never been made before. Waduh, keren-keren. Gain more knowledge about biomedicinal science in the end to be able to give greater impact to Indonesia. Wah, keren banget. I want to gain more knowledge related to PR management in NYU. Waduh, mahal banget nih. US. Since I'm working for the government, I think our nation needs a better PR. Okay, wow. Thank you so much for sharing. If you don't have a purpose or a goal, or you don't even know what you want, you need to start questioning yourself. Yeah, you need to start like, why am I not motivated? Why don't I have any goal to pursue? Okay, thank you guys for sharing. Okay, one last question. The third question is, I want to ask you, what's stopping you from achieving your goals? Kira-kira what blockages or what challenges that might stop you from achieving the goal that you just shared? Are you feeling like this boy? Maybe you're feeling small, that you are not deserving of getting a scholarship. Yeah, getting scholarship is like a gift, you're receiving a gift. Are you someone who doesn't like to receive? Like me, dulu ya, untung ada kata dulu ya. In the past, I preferred to give always. I didn't always like to receive. Even when someone gave me something free, I didn't like it, gitu ya, because I didn't like receiving. So, do you feel that you are worthy to receive a gift? Yeah, ask yourself that question. Ask yourself, maybe when you apply for a scholarship, itu kan very competitive. It's very competitive. And the chance of you getting a scholarship is very small, right? Very slim. Jadi kesempatan untuk dapat itu kayaknya sulit banget. Are you afraid of being rejected? Yeah. Do you have doubt about your English skill? Jadi some people, they really don't feel that they can study in English and survive in an English speaking country. Ask yourself, what's stopping you? Type it on the chat box. Maybe it's external factor. Maybe you've been living with your mom and it's just very hard for you to leave your mom to study abroad, for example, right? Or you have a boyfriend and your boyfriend is not supporting of your decision to study overseas. Yeah. So type on the chat, kira-kira what is stopping you? Feeling rejected. Okay, been rejected before. My husband and my child don't want to accompany me studying abroad, so my spirit goes down. See? Okay. Somehow I feel I'm not outstanding enough. Okay. So I'm not smart enough to get a scholarship. Failure, 4 times trying to get a scholarship. I know, right? Yeah, fear of failures. Okay, banyak banget. My own self and thoughts, self-doubt kayaknya mungkin lah ya. I don't feel I'm good enough and smart enough to get a scholarship. Insecurity. So I see here there's a lot of insecurity, there's a lot of doubt, there's a lot of fear. So I'm asking this because it's really important to understand you, yeah. And for you to be able to get a scholarship, there are so many factors that are there that are put into play. Jadi it's not only about having a strong GPA. A lot of different aspects. I'm gonna try to peel a lot of layers here, yeah, and just reflect on it. And if possible, before you submit your university or scholarship application, try as best as you can to just clear all these blockages or challenges that might be stopping you from getting your goal. Yeah, okay, that's very, very important. All right, so now, my title today is Be a Scholarship Magnet, right? So I'm going to talk about magnet a little bit here, if I may. This is so much fun. I don't think it's a science class. What is a magnet? A magnet is a piece of iron or an ore, alloy, or other material that has its component atoms so ordered that the material exhibits properties of magnetism, such as attracting other iron-containing objects or aligning itself in an external magnetic field. Jadi, don't worry about it. I want you to pay attention to these two words that I have highlighted, attracting and aligning. Okay, these are the key points to become a magnet. So you have to be able to attract and you have to be able to align. Okay, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to teach you the formula to become a magnet, a scholarship magnet especially. So stick around, yeah? Don't go anywhere. All right, so we're clear now about magnet and everything. So I'm going to talk also about the scholarship part of it. Sedikit aja ya, just a quick overview. For those of you who don't know, we do have in Indonesia Lembaga Pengelola Dana Pendidikan, or also called LPDP. This is one of the biggest, this is the biggest scholarship provider in Indonesia, and also probably one of the biggest scholarship providers and management in the world, to be honest. So we are actually very lucky to have this, yeah. And it's, you know, it's very comprehensive. Jadi dari undergraduate, masters, PhD, degree, non-degree, research. Wah, there's so many options. Sampai pusing ya ngeliat websitenya. There's so many options. Ada yang domestic within Indonesia, ada yang abroad, overseas. So you can choose lah. You want to go, you know, you can apply. But because it's a scholarship, of course, and it's attracting a lot of people to apply, this is very, very competitive. Yeah, as you know, and they're opening their scholarship now, February to March, I think, yeah, gelombang 1, and then the next gelombang, the next cycle of application is July and August. So if you are wishing to apply to this scholarship, it's actually a very good time. Yeah. LPDP. To learn more about this scholarship, I'm not entitled to discuss the details because I'm not representing LPDP. You can go to their website. See, yeah, it's pretty banyak banget ya persyaratannya. There's so many requirements, yeah, for scholarship. Of course, you have to complete all the requirements, and one of them is actually study plan atau esai yang harus kalian tulis. Kalau mau yang apply S3, you have to also include your research proposal. And I can help you with those for sure. Okay, the other scholarships that I want to mention also. Oh, tadi yang LPDP you can overseas everywhere in the world ya. Kalau yang ini dedicated to the UK universities, great scholarships ya. Managed by British Council, study in the UK, and great campaign. Ini untuk specific master's program in 11 specific universities in the UK. So if you go to the Study UK website, they list the 11 universities. Ini bentuknya partial funding. Itu kayak partially funding for your tuition. So if you feel that you can afford to go to the UK tapi kurang sedikit gitu ya, this is actually a great subsidi lah ya, a great scholarship for you, the right fit. Dan karena it's partial, it's not as competitive as LPDP or Chevening, for example, right? Another UK-based scholarship. Yeah. Okay, so we talk about magnet, we talk about scholarship. Now let's talk about the personal statement. Finally, yeah. Finally, I'm really excited. So we're going to talk about how you can create and write a powerful and successful personal statement to help you become a scholarship magnet. Yeah. So I'm gonna break it down into all the words. Ya, aku suka break it down nih biar semuanya ngerti ya. Writing. What is writing? What is a personal statement? A personal and what is a statement? So writing itu I'm gonna talk more later on, especially in the writing approaches and tips, etc. But I want you to pay attention to the word personal right now. Yeah. Personal, berarti apa tuh artinya? Personal dong. It means that it has to be personal. It has to be about you. It's not about your parents or your boss or your family. The essay has to be about you. It has to be the real you, the authentic you, the unique you. Okay, so in this essay, it's your opportunity, your chance to promote yourself, to highlight yourself. Yeah, to show that you are awesome, to show that you are amazing, you are great, that you are unique, that you are deserving to be picked and chosen for the university admission or for the scholarship that you're applying to. Ingat ya, karena sometimes I read essays itu ceritanya kayak tentang bosnya lah, tentang timnya lah, tentang family. No, you have to focus on you. Okay, that's personal. What is a statement? Statement means like you have to make a statement like this. Elephant, make a statement. You have to be powerful. You have to stand out among the crowd. Bayangin yang apply ke LPDP itu ribuan orang. If you don't stand out dan biasa aja kayak semua orang, do you think that the committee will choose you? Think about it, right? If you just like the ordinary student, the ordinary staff, the ordinary person, you will not stand out. And you have to be able to stand out through your essay, one of your opportunities. Ya, gitu ya. So personal statement is ajang promosi. Okay? Ajang promosi, bukan ajang curhat ya. Because I see some essays, kayaknya isinya curhat, bukannya promosi ya. So, your personal statement is your ajang promosi, bukan ajang curhat. Alright? Okay, now so I'm just going to combine it together, right? Personal statement. Apa sih personal statement? Basically, personal statement is an essay that you have to write, gitu kan? For a college application atau scholarship application, to demonstrate, ya, atau to show that you are a good fit for that specific college or you are a good fit for that specific scholarship. Ya, terminologinya macam-macam. It has different sort of names. Some people call it personal statement. They call it personal profile. In some universities, like I used to work for UBC, so they call it personal profile. Ada juga namanya kayak LPDP, you have to write a study plan, kayak gitu ya. Study plan, terus ada yang bilang motivation letter, ada letter of intent, apalah itu. Basically, it's just essays lah intinya ya. So I'm going to share some of the tips that you need to be aware of in writing your personal statement. Nomor satu ya, you have to start ya. You just have to start. I know that for some of us, writing doesn't come naturally, right? I work with so many clients and I understand and acknowledge that for some, writing is difficult. Yeah, writing is difficult for some people and I acknowledge that, and I will share some tips how you can do that so that to help you writing better and smoother. But some people, writing just comes naturally, like I do, like I just
Linda Bong will be back in a minute. Teman-teman sabar ya, Ibu Linda Bong akan kembali dalam waktu beberapa menit. Reconnect.
Hello. I think I had some problems with the internet connection.
That's what happens now and then. Silakan.
Yeah, I'm back. Terakhir sampai mana ya tadi?
Tadi mengenai apa namanya yang ada personal profile, personal statement, motivation letter, study plan.
Okay, cool. Alright, so I'm just gonna start sharing again. Aduh, sorry ya, ada masalah teknologi. Di Jambi itu sering banget mati lampu. And now I'm just using my phone. Hopefully it's still working well. Yeah. So yeah, again, I want you to start early as possible, and you just start writing. It takes time to build a strong personal statement. So you really want to take your time, and you cannot write like 1 week before the deadline, because that's not going to happen. It takes real time, to revise and review and make sure that your personal profile is the strongest. Okay, so start early. One approach that I like to use, myself and also with my clients, is using storytelling. Because I truly believe that everyone loves a story. We crave for stories, right? Tabloids and gossips, they sell so easily because we just love stories, right? It's not like we are being kepo or anything. It's just that because we crave for stories. Humans love stories. And kalau kalian pernah dengar ini, ada statement yang bilang bahwa storytelling is the best marketing, gitu ya. So if you wish to adopt this, I really feel that doing storytelling will give you a very impactful story and personal statement. Gitu. If you wish to adopt this, I think you should consider this approach. Okay, so speaking of stories, usually in any story, basically in any story or personal profile or personal statement, itu ada 3 bagian. There are 3 different parts. Yang pasti ada ada beginningnya, biasanya kan openingnya kayak gimana, introduction, that's really like usually the hook of the story yang penting banget ya, bisa dibilang yang paling penting dalam sebuah story. Middle-nya itu biasanya isinya details ya, all the details that you want to put in your essay, and lastly it's the ending, the conclusion, summary-nya kayak gimana. Jadi in any story that you share, biasanya ada 3 bagian ini. So when you have problems writing, you can structure it this way. How do I want to start? Or what do I want to put in the middle as with all the details that you're gonna put? And then how would I end it in such a way that is memorable to my reader? Yeah. So you can also use the hero's journey template. Maybe you know that already. Jadi di mana ada awalnya, misalnya kayaknya siapa tuh Spider-Man gitu kan. Jadi awalnya dia kayak gimana, ada masalah, terus di tengah-tengah dia coba nyelesain masalah, terus endingnya masalahnya selesai kayak gitu ya. Jadi kurang lebih something like that lah in general. Story is always designed in that manner. All right. Now, the other thing that I want you to think about is your audience. Who's going to read your personal statement? Will they understand your essay? Jadi gini ya. Jadi when we write our essay, sometimes we only think about our perspective, right? We don't really think about the readers and whether they actually understand your essays or your point of view or what you're trying to say. One of my clients even wrote in bahasa Indonesia for yang harusnya bahasa Inggris, and I'm thinking like people don't understand that, they don't speak bahasa Indonesia, right? So you have to use English gitu. You have to use a language that your audience or your readers understand. And when the readers read your personal statement, do you want them to be excited, to feel excited about reading your personal statement, or do you want them to be like this lady, like yawning because your story maybe is not as interesting, as the other essays or the other stories? So consider the audience. When you consider the audience, you can frame your story better. And if you decide to seek my support, I actually teach my clients how to look at the essay from 3 different perspectives. From the perspective of you as the writer, the reader, as someone who reads this, and also from the story of from the perspective of a writer or an editor. So make sure that you do that. And it's very important for you to do your research. You need to do your research. You have to research about the scholarship. You have to ubuk to websitenya LPDP. You have to research the country that you wish to go to. You have to research the university, the course, yeah, the program. Kira-kira mau apply apa? The research, the professors, and everything that you need to know. And make sure that you display that you have done your research on your essay. That's really important too. Yeah, so that people know, like, oh, she or he has done the research. It shows, yeah. And this is something quite common sense sebenarnya, but not a lot of people think about it. Yeah, not a lot of people think about it. That words carry vibration. So words are really, really powerful, and we can use words to inspire others. We can use words to dispower and discourage people. So when you're writing your personal statement, of course, you want to use positive vibrational words and avoid negative vibe words. Gitu ya. Also, and avoid personal judgment. A lot of my clients' essays contain some personal judgment, so you want to avoid that. Okay, so I want to do a quick exercise with you. Takes only a minute. So I want you to listen to me. I'm gonna say 2 sets of words, yeah, 2 groups of words. And I want you to listen, and I want you to feel in your body, in your mind, in your head, and observe the sensation or the feeling that comes, yeah, when you hear these words. Itu aja. Okay? It's pretty simple. So what I want you to do is just close your eyes and listen to me and listen to the words that I'm going to share. I'm going to say to you, and just feel. Sensasinya apa? What's the sensation? How do you feel? What do you think when you hear all these words being spoken to you? Okay? Are you ready? So if you're ready, please just close your eyes for a few seconds. I'm going to start saying the words, yeah? So just close your eyes and let me start saying the words, okay? Misery, sadness, disaster, difficult, disease, pain, guilt, anger. Okay, just notice the sensation and see how it affects you, your body, your mind, and your feelings, your emotions. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and type on the chat box, how did these words make you feel? How did all the words that I just mentioned make you feel? Sad, gloomy, uncomfortable, miserable, heavy, depressive, discouraging, jumpy, déjà vu. Interesting. Yeah, you are reminded of something probably not very pleasant, right? Dissatisfaction, pressure, bad experience in the past, headache, hard to breathe. I know, right? I know. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing your emotions and the sensations that you felt. Okay, now I'm going to say the second group of words. So again, I just want you to close your eyes and just relax and just connect to your body, connect to your heart, connect to your mind, and just notice how you feel when you listen to these words. Okay? Happiness, success, celebration, joy, abundance, prosperity, wealth, healthy, sunshine. Okay, just connect. And when you got it, when you got the feeling, you can open your eyes and type on the chat box, how did the second set of words make you feel? Goosebumps. Nice. Look, I guess goosebumps in a good way, hopefully, yeah? Uplifting, I felt so good. Hope. bright future, excited, optimistic, warm, empowering, my heart and destiny energizing, calm, set me into good memories, absolutely delightful, mesmerized. Yay, you see? So what I want to share with you is that when you write your personal statement, if you write with all the words the first set of groups, do you think that will be uplifting and inspiring to the readers? Do you think that you will, if you use the second group of words, it will be exciting for the readers to read and make them happy and inspired, right? It's not that I'm not saying that do not put any negative words, see. It's just like be mindful of the words that you use, because the words they have energy and vibration. Okay, thank you for sharing and for doing the exercise with me. All right, so I'm gonna share now a very top secret. Yeah, it's a very top secret lah. I'm very nice to share this with you today. This is my writing mantra. So, and I live by this mantra, and I want to share this with you. So my writing mantra is actually inspired by my editor. So I have an editor, I write, and I work with an editor who is a former journalist for the New York Times and also a very close friend. And he has this mantra, and I'm very happy to adopt this mantra and share this with you. My writing mantra is details, details, details. So details are super important in your essays, right? You want to be as specific as can be. Yeah. We humans crave sensory experience. So we want to know how it feels. We want to know how it tastes, smell, feel, touch. So you want to, in your essay, you need to be able to portray this and stimulate our sensory, our apa sih namanya, our senses, ya, indra, semua indra kita. So details are really important. If you don't have details, kayaknya ngawang-ngawang aja nggak jelas, ya. This is really important. The other important thing is that I want you to share about the lessons that you learned from that specific experience. It's not about what, it's not about how, it's not about why, it's about what you learn from that experience. Yeah, so sometimes like one of the criteria for essay yang sering banget dipakai itu kan leadership, for example, right? It's very common and very common criteria. So I always share that it's not about the leadership role. It's about what leadership has taught you. So the lessons is really important. Yeah. So dig deeper if you don't know. Aku nggak tahu kira-kira. I don't really know what lessons did I learn from that experience. Maybe the lesson was for you to be able to collaborate with others. Yeah. It was about listening to what other people have to say and agree that others' opinions might be different from your opinions, for example, right? There's so many lessons that we have learned throughout our life. So it's really important for you to be able to put that in your personal statement. All right. And I'm going to share some of the technical tips, yeah, that I feel that are also very important, but biasanya di-ignore. This is like so common sense and udah jelas gitu ya. Tapi masih aja suka di bandel gitu ya. Bandel ini para klien, they don't really adhere to the rule. Yeah, it's about the word count, the word limit. Stay within the word limit. Jadi kalau misalnya study plan-nya LPDP gitu kan ditulis kalau nggak salah yang dulu ya 500 sampai 700 kata gitu ya, words ya. So you have to make sure it's between that, between 500 to 700 words, nggak lebih nggak kurang. If they say that the limit is 700, so you can write about 650, for example, like 680 lah. It's pretty good ya. Jadi jangan dikit banget kayak disuruh nulis 700 kamu nulis cuma 100 ya udah you definitely will not get the scholarship. Tapi jangan juga exceed the limit. And some universities or some scholarship providers itu beda-beda, ada yang pakai word limit, ada yang pakai character limit ya. So it really depends. So you need to respect that. It's so obvious, but I see so many clients not following this. Yeah. So you must follow, Okay. The other technical tips I'd like to share is to make sure that you read the prompt or the question a few times before you write and when you are finished. It's very obvious. So before you start, you make sure that you understand the question or the prompt. Ya, petunjuknya tahu jelas. And then you start writing and make sure you answer the question or the prompt. And after you finish, you just look at again your essay, baca lagi promptnya, and ask yourself, have I answered the questions? Have I satisfied the question? Okay, really important, really important. Alright, and ini penting banget ya. So the majority of the essays that you're gonna write is gonna be written in English, right? Di bahasa Inggris. Biasanya untuk scholarship application, apalagi yang keluar negeri di bahasa Inggris, university personal statement also in English. And I want you to know this. English is not bahasa Indonesia. English is not bahasa Indonesia. One more time ya. English is not bahasa Indonesia. Jadi two languages are very different. Nggak ada yang lebih bagus, kayak English is better or bahasa Indonesia is better. It's just that it has its own strength and uniqueness ya. Sama-sama unik, beda, tapi bahasa Inggris dan bahasa Indonesia itu beda banget. Jadi I know that some clients, aku punya satu client that she couldn't write in English, jadi dia menulis di bahasa Indonesia and then translate it into English. Pakai Google Translate ya, but there's only so much the Google Translate can do for you. There's only so much the Google Translate can do for you. You still need to understand that the language is different. Bahasa Indonesia itu kan lebih bertele-tele, lebih panjang ya. Jadi kalau misalnya ada buku bahasa Inggris 100 halaman, di bahasa Indonesia bisa 150 halaman because it's just longer. Di bahasa Inggris memang Inggris lebih concise and lebih condensed, dan itu salah satu keunggulannya di bahasa Inggris, dalam arti when you are given such a short space gitu kan, in misalnya 200 words, you can actually say so much in 200 words. Jadi kalian bisa condense itu, so you can still convey everything that you wish to convey within that short space or limitation. So that's why aku lebih sering pakai bahasa Inggris, because I'm very straightforward ya, aku sangat straightforward dan lebih suka langsung to the point. Jadi English for me just langsung gitu, langsung kena ke poinnya ya. And lastly, I want to share some approaches yang ini lumayan common, maybe you know this already, and some of you have probably used this ya. Ada namanya STAR approach. STAR itu situation, task, action, and result. Oke, jadi kalian bisa pakai ini untuk terutama showing your achievement. For example, you are given a specific question to show your achievement. So you can share about the situation, how it was the situation, what task did you do, what action did you do, and what result was keluar dari outcome-nya dari itu. So you can use this. This is pretty widely used ya by a lot of people, not only for writing but for a lot of different things ya. You can also use the SMART approach. SMART ini terutama bagus when you want to show your goal. So a lot of essays gitu kan, they require you to write either your short-term goal or long-term goal or even medium-term goal. So you can use SMART as a guideline. S for being specific, M, measurable, achievable, and realistic and timely. So make sure that your goals fit into this category. Jadi kamu nggak bisa cuma bilang, I want to study this, you know, in NYU so that I can develop Indonesia. Okay, but how? How are you going to develop Indonesia, for example, right? And when? How long will you do that? You know, kapan kira-kira? Is it realistic? Is it measurable, for example, right? For example, I want to contribute to the community by supporting people or students and my clients with their university application and scholarship application. I do that through personal statement and interview preparation, for example. So that's very specific, right? And I think it's achievable and measurable too, and very realistic. Okay, so you can do this too. And there is one approach that I like to use myself. I call it it's known as the necklace approach, is to go back to the beginning. Jadi kayak kalian merangkum, you summarize your story and connect it. The closing will connect to the beginning, gitu kan? Jadi it's becoming a holistic sort of approach. And I use this approach quite often for personal statements, especially in my writing. And I'm going to show you later examples of how I use this necklace approach, right? And lastly, mind mapping. Some of us, I shared earlier, maybe are not so are not very comfortable in writing gitu ya. Masih it's quite a challenge to write. So you can use the mind map. Maybe you've used this also for other things like study, work, ya. Basically you jot down ideas. Kalau yang belum tahu ya, you jot down ideas. Kira-kira apa yang kalian mau tulis gitu ya. Jadi ide-ide besarnya apa, kira-kira detailnya apa. Baru kalian mulai menulis dan you start writing and just put them or categorize them together in different paragraph. Yeah. So you can do this too. I don't use this very often because I just naturally write. It's just easy for me. I can just write. So not a problem. And then you just categorize everything together later. Yeah. But if you're struggling, then you should consider using mind mapping. It's actually quite useful for some. All right. Okay. So before we look at some essay examples, I have a quiz also to give you on Saturday afternoon. So I have three questions that I would like to ask you, and I want you to put it on the chat box. Kira-kira apa sih pertanyaannya? Pertanyaannya, jawabannya. So I want to know if you have listened to me. Kira-kira begitulah. If you actually not listen to me lah, ya, you understand the points that I'm going to share today. Okay, first question. Are you ready? Are you ready for the first question? First question. What is the most valuable piece of your personal statement? What is the diamond in the personal statement? Where is the diamond in the story, in any story of any writing? Kira-kira bagian yang paling penting itu yang mana? Type on the chat box lah. Guess. Experiences, details, strength, me, myself, telling my own story, uniquely about you, intro, authenticity, details, study purpose, beginning, to be about the opening, details. Wah, keren banget nih. Kelihatan ya, beberapa dengerin mengantuk kayaknya ya. But some got it right, ya, some got it right. Yang paling penting itu adalah jeng-jeng, the beginning, the opening. Jadi the first sentence, ya, the first paragraph should really grab the reader's attention. It's like you are like shaking the reader saying, hey, read this, read this. This is so good. This is so interesting. So that's the hook of your story. The reader will most likely read the rest of your essay if your beginning is so captivating. Ngerti nggak? Jadi sama aja kalau kalian nonton video lah di YouTube gitu ya. The first 30 seconds you already decide lah kira-kira you want to you want to watch the rest or not. Sama aja kayak saya nonton film gitu ya. The first 5 minutes lah. And then I was like, okay, let me continue this movie or not, watching this movie or not, right? The same thing with your essay. So you have to make sure that the beginning is so attention grabbing and captivating and amazing that the reader has no choice but feeling excited to read the rest of your personal statement. Okay, bisa ya? Can ya? I'll show some example later on. Okay, next question. The second most valuable piece in your personal statement is type on the chat box. Kira-kira apa? Where is the second most important piece of your writing? Icing, yeah, I like icing. Ending, middle part, the details. Okay, middle. Okay, ending. Wow. Okay. Closing. Ending. Okay lah, most of you got it right. So thank you. So the second most valuable piece is the ending. Okay, so that's the impression that you leave your reader. Kira-kira impression apa yang you want to leave your reader, gitu ya? Apakah mau esainya memorable? Apakah mau exciting? Atau sedih? Atau inspiring? So you can put everything at the end. Dalam arti, waktu selesai baca, tiba-tiba readernya mikir, oh, I'm so inspired by that story. Yeah? So you want to make sure that your ending is memorable. It's like, yeah, again, putting icing on the cake. Yeah, you want to make sure that it's yummy. Okay, last question. The middle should have all. Ayo, yang dengerin tadi, have you made them? The middle should have all. Type on the chat box. Apa nih? Ah, pinter banget nih. Udah pinter semua nih. Ah, benar-benar. Pandai kalian semua ya. Very good, very good. The middle should have all the details. Oke, udah lulus deh kayaknya semuanya. Okay, and I want to leave with a couple of quotes before we do the analysis of the essay examples. Ada dua quote dari dua writers yang hebat banget ya. The first writer is American writer Ernest Hemingway. Mungkin some of you have read his books and his works. So he's very famous for his simple writing. And I do also simple writing, so I like Ernest. But it's not easy to write something simple, you know. Just because something is easy to read, it doesn't mean that it's easy to write. Yeah. He famously said, the first draft of anything is shit. I repeat, the first draft of anything is shit. So do not submit your first draft. I repeat, do not submit your first draft. Most likely your first draft is not going to be the strongest personal statement that you have written. Okay, this is really important. This comes with another quote, which is quite related by one of the great English writers, Roald Dahl. Mungkin you've read already, the Charles Webb, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He famously said that there is no such thing as good writing. Good writing is essentially rewriting. Yeah. So the process of writing never ends. So after you create your first draft, you will have a second draft, a third draft, a fifth draft, a 10th draft. Yeah, it just continues getting better and getting better. That's why early on, at the beginning, I told you that you need to start early because it's a transformation. Yeah, your essay is a transformation. And make sure after you finish writing that you edit it, that you proofread it. Yeah, make sure that you spell check, grammar check. You can use Grammarly or any other app that you want to use. You can ask your friends, your boss, your English teacher, or you can seek a professional support like myself to help you, yeah, with your personal essay, personal statement. This is really important, very important. Cannot miss. Okay, I have one video I want to share. I think this is probably the last one before we go to the essays examples. This is from Imperial College London. So Jane Marshall is a college admission expert, and she has read, like me, so lots of personal statements, and she's sharing today her wisdom of how to create a strong personal statement. Okay, let me share the sound. I'll just play this with you and you just enjoy this. And I like this video because it has all the components in a story. It has a very attention grabbing beginning. You like after, you like your heart is racing gitu kan di awalnya. Terus in the middle it has all the details you need to know. Terus at the end she's just summarize everything. Jadi kayak Nichols approach tadi ya. Jadi at the end just summarize dari yang pertama sampai yang terakhir. So just enjoy it and really pay attention to this, because this is actually also a story in itself, and it really summarizes everything that I have shared today and even probably more. Yeah.
It's scary. You're sitting there. There's a blank sheet of paper. It's in front of you. You've got to fill it up. You've got to talk about yourself. You've got to talk about your interest in the course. But what do you put? This is your future. It's scary. Well, nobody knows you better than you know yourself. You have the opportunity now to show why you're so much better than everybody else applying for your course. So you've got to start thinking about what makes you stand out, but stand out in a good way. I'm Jane Marshall. I work for a university. I spend my life reading personal statements. I read lots of them, and I mean lots. That means I know what makes a good personal statement and what makes a bad personal statement. You have to remember everybody's unique. There are lots of different ways of going about it. So this should get you well on the way to writing an excellent personal statement. So, where do you start? Well, the first thing you need to do is start getting words down on that blank sheet of paper. Loads of them, whatever you can think of. Why are you so excited about the course you're applying for? What is it that gets you really excited about that particular course? What floats your boat? Be excited, be positive, don't be negative. Don't say something like, I've always wanted to be a dentist because it's so much easier. For. And you can get all of this evidence from work experience, outside reading, all the sorts of things you do that bubbles at the page. Get excited. Once you've got the stuff down about the course, then you've got to start thinking about the skills you've got that would help you cope with that particular course. Transferable skills, stuff like communication, essay writing, leadership, that sort of thing. And you've got to start throwing more words at the page until something sticks. If you're getting stuck, ask your friends and family. They might be able to come up with some ideas. Occasionally they don't. Avoid saying things like, I know I can be an excellent teacher because my friends tell me I'm really good at telling people what to do all the time. Because think about what that's saying about you. Then think about what's exciting about you, what makes you unique. Think of what you do that's interesting, what makes you stand out. And remember, you may not think it's interesting, but somebody else will. You might like gaming, you might like gardening, you might like train spotting. So will somebody else. So get something like that down on paper as well. So, what do you do next? You've got this big sheet of paper with all of these words on it, and you've got to get it into something resembling a personal statement. That means you've got to squash it, you've got to condense it. So you need to start off with a really punchy opening paragraph. This is the bit where you tell us how incredibly excited you are about the course you're applying for and that you really understand what it is you're getting yourself into. Then you move on to the middle paragraph. That's the chunky bit. That's full of all the evidence you're going to need to prove your interest in the particular course. You're also going to sprinkle in some of the bits about your skills and good qualities so we know you can actually do it, but that's your middle paragraph. And then you move on to the end bit, and that's the bit about the personal touch. This is the bit where you tell us you are unique. You tell us about the things you're interested in that will help you fit into university life as a whole. So, what do you avoid? Well, the first thing is verbal diarrhea. You've got to keep focused. You haven't got enough space to go off-piste, so make sure you're being relevant about the course you're applying for. That's really important. Other things to avoid: showing off. Don't be arrogant. It's absolutely fine to back yourself up using lots of relevant examples. That's called good showing off. But don't be bad showing off. That is arrogance. Avoid flowery language. Keep it to plain English. We need to understand what you're actually trying to say, so avoid the honour and the privilege of a particular work experience. Just focus on plain English. Avoid cliches. I don't want to see anybody saying, I've wanted to be a doctor ever since I was born, because you haven't. That's rubbish. Keep it to actual, normal, plain English. Copying. Don't copy. They have some software called Copycat. It will catch you if you copy somebody else's work. So they're the things you need to avoid. So, just to recap. This personal statement, you've got to show us that you know what you've applied for. You've got to show us how excited you are. You've got to give us examples. Make sure it's a combination, though, of head and heart. Be authentic, be focused, but be enthusiastic. That's what we're looking for. You're not going to get it right on the first go, but keep coming back to it. You'll get it right in the end. And eventually you'll have a fantastic personal statement that tells us all about you.
Don't you love English humor? That's pretty good, hey? And Jane Marshall really summarized everything that I have shared earlier in my presentation, and just give you a different perspective, yeah? Now I'm very excited because now I'm gonna show you some examples from my clients. Yeah, and today I'm really British Columbia, Canada, UBC Canada, applying for a master's degree. Yeah, because I know most of you here are looking into applying to a master's program. So I'm using this example as a master's application. So she's applying to Masters of Engineering in Mining Engineering. Gitu ya. If you read the program, oh my God, it's so amazing. I also want to apply myself. So I'm going to share the beginning, yeah. I do that, I want to share the prompt. Petunjuknya apa nih? Before I share ya. Petunjuknya kayak gini. Dalam subkategori ini ya, experience and interest. Please provide a brief statement of your academic and or professional goals and how this align with this graduate program. Jadi kalau kalian baca, berarti di sini kan ada academic nih yang harus kalian share, and it has to have the professional goals. And it has to have reasons how everything that you will share align with the program that you are applying to. Kayak gini ya, that's how you sort of analyze the prompt or the question. Terus di sini jelas banget that she has to write max 1,200 words. Jadi itu limitationnya. Okay, so we're gonna read the first version. This is the version that she started to use. Ini benar-benar draft awal, ya. So kayaknya bosen kali ya dengerin saya terus. Mungkin saya minta tolong Ibu Lani untuk bacain versi 1. And I want you to read this also and start thinking and analyze this opening paragraph. Menurut kalian kayak gimana nih? Ya. Bulani, will you please help me read this part, please?
Version 1. Version 1. Layers of rocks exposed along the riverbank. Indication of geological structure in the form of reverse faults. The rock layers above and below an erosional boundary have the same orientation. The age of the rock above is older than the rock below. All the questions are always in my head whenever I see an outcrop on hills, cliffs, rivers, and other places to determine what the rocks can tell me about the past. As a geologist, I see mountains, rocks, and earth in a different way. I always see them from a geological perspective.
Okay, thank you, Ibu Lani. So after reading this, I want you to put in the chat, what do you think of this opening? Yeah, what do you feel about this opening? What works here? What doesn't work here? So I want you to put it on the chat to see that we can analyze this. Yeah, and Ibu Lani, maybe do you have any feedback, your own personal opinion when you read this opening? Maybe you want to share?
I was just wondering, why does the writer write in all small letters? You know.
Okay,
like,
good catch. Yes.
In the usually in an essay writing after full stop, question mark and stuff like that, you write with the capital letter.
Okay.
And then I guess, yeah, I mean, I can see that he's a geologist. But, you know, with all the questions that he asked as well.
Okay. Thank you, Ibu Yelani. Yeah, that's a very, very, very good feedback. Yeah, and I'm also reading some of your feedback di sini ya. Jadi kalian lebay gitu ya. It's not really interesting. Oh, ini yang nulis she ya. She's a geologist. It's a female engineer. Female engineers to beat around the bush. Some words are not quite common for someone who doesn't have the background in geology. Grammar inconsistency. The writers put too many of the questions as happening, but I admire how the writer already has the mindset of visual intelligence Not all people have that. Okay, good. Similar to a fantasy novel, opening narrative eases us to delve into the worlds of geology in her mind. Not interested, not straight to the point. Jadi gini, when you look at this essay, there is no wrong or right essay sebenarnya ya. There is no wrong or right essay ya. We all have our own personal judgment and opinions and evaluation through a story. Cuma maksudnya when there are things that we can learn here. Yang pertama, spelling ya, that's very simple kayak Bulani bilang, yang mana huruf kecil, yang mana huruf besar. Terus the structure, the grammar gitu ya, mana subjeknya, mana predikatnya, mana objeknya, it's not jelas gitu ya. It's really difficult to understand this particular paragraph. Okay? Okay. Now the client meets me, you know, and we do I do some counseling and give my client my feedback. And she revised this into the second version. So let's read the second version ya of the story. Thank you for your feedback ya, udah taruh di chat tadi. Bu Lani, do you mind reading the second version?
Okay, version 2. I have always been fascinated by nature, rocks, and minerals. I discovered my interest in geology when I visited Toba Lake on a family vacation. It is a huge and deep lake formed by a supervolcanic eruption and resulted in a decrease in average global temperatures for several years. I'm curious about its history, and the more I study about Toba Lake, I have a new perspective in seeing nature and the earth. As a geologist, I see mountains, rocks, and earth in a different way. I always see them from a geological perspective, and stories from the earth always amaze me.
Okay, so what do you think of this second version? What works here, what doesn't work here? Ibu Lani, do you have any feedback maybe?
Well, it looks fine to me. I mean, I might have to reread it again.
Okay. So do you feel that it's better than first version?
Yeah, I think it's quite explanatory. I mean, when I read it, not being a geologist, I can quite catch the meaning of what she wrote.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm reading your comments here. It's good opening, quite interesting, quite personal, more concise, more clear, yeah. Better structured, pretty much, yeah. Too many always, yeah. Always, yeah. Better than the first version, easier to understand. She put details like location. Udah nggak begitu lebay lah. Okay, yeah, I got it. I love how she ends the paragraph, but it's too repetitive. Okay, cool. Okay, now I want you to pay attention to the third version. Okay, so this is the transformation of an essay. I want to show you how an essay can transform. Yeah. Okay, let's read the third version. This is the final version, yeah, for today, for this specific event. Okay, Ibu Lani, tolong dibaca.
Version 3, nature, rocks, minerals. These are my favorite things. I fell in love with geology during a family vacation when visiting Toba Lake, the largest lake in Indonesia, located in my hometown of Sumatra. As one of the largest volcanic lakes in the world, Toba Lake sparked my curiosity, and as I learned about its history, I gained a new perspective in seeing nature and our planet Earth. As I become a geologist, I always see mountains, rocks, and earth from a geological perspective, and stories from Mother Earth never cease to amaze me.
Okay, what do you feel about the third version? Yeah, I want you to type on the chat. What do you think? Okay, here, Bulani, do you feel that it's much better now?
I think she really in this version, as a reader, a non-geologist reader, really feel passion about geology. Becoming a geologist, I think it's pretty clear when what interests her most, and when it started come from when she was visiting Lake Toba and stuff like that. I mean, it really described her interest.
Okay, thank you, Bulani. And I see some comments on that you have put on the chat box, and most of you agree that the third version is much better, right? It's a mix of personal and professional point of view, more appealing to general reader with more punch. I feel more excited and it keeps me reading. The most powerful version, the vocabulary improved from the previous version, enjoyed to being read, simple words and easy understand, good structure. There's a storytelling, see? So this is the version that I edited actually for my client. So this is the final version that I sent to her. So you see how the essay transformed, right? So imagine, right? You start with a draft, right? And probably you're stuck. You're looking at it, a million times, and you cannot even change it, or you don't know how to make it better. So with having different perspective or even a professional support, you can turn your essay into something completely different that it will transform completely. Yeah. So I'm not a personal statement jockey, yeah. So I don't write from scratch gitu, yeah. It's all my clients' essay. I just do what maybe you can call it the essay makeover lah, just to make sure that it's better, easier to the readers to read it. It is personal, it is professional, it has all the components that it should have in a personal statement. And in this very specific case, I use the opening in a different manner. Yeah, there is no right or wrong approach. But in this case, I use like nature, full stop, rocks, full stop, minerals, full stop. It's not a sort of general way for a lot of people use to open an essay. But for me, in this case, it works for this particular essay. Yeah, for probably not all, but in this particular essay. Okay, so I want to share with you the closing. Ya. Tadi kita were looking at the opening, and I cannot share the whole essay karena banyak banget ya, 1100 kayak at the end it was 1186 ya, almost 1200. So I just share with you. Hopefully we have time. Yeah. We have learned to show the closing of this essay. So after this, she writes a lot about all the details, personal experience, internship experience, job experience, why she's interested in the specific course, mining engineering, gitu-gitu, and so on and so forth. And this is the closing for this specific essay. Ini versi 1 ya, versi satunya untuk closing yang dia tulis awalnya. Ibu Lani, tolong dibaca lagi.
Over time, I hope my advanced career in mining engineering will empower the other women to never be afraid to chase their dreams. Start a career in mining industry and break the stereotype that women could not work in mining or other industry, which has always been male-dominated. There are many of the problems women face when pursuing a mining career due to women's traditional role as the primary caregiver. I believe that I can achieve my dreams, and University of British Columbia will help me for that. I cannot wait to come to my first class and meet Dr. Bernd Klein in person to collaborate together for the development of sustainable mining.
Okay. So write on the chat how you think and how you feel about the closing. This is the first version. The first sentence is very long. Okay. Ibu Lani, what do you feel? How do you feel about this as a closing?
Maybe reading the first sentence is long.
Yeah, okay. That's pretty obvious, like a very long sentence, yeah, the first one. Okay, last sentence is interesting, yeah. I read some of your comments, yeah. Mostly tell about gender inequality kali ya in mining engineering. She did her research well. Okay. All right. Let's look at the second version ya, quickly. Ibu Lani, tolong dibaca.
Yeah. My geological background study from X-University will enhance my knowledge in mining, and getting to know Dr. Ben Klein is a perfect match that will help me on the technology and innovation for mining efficiency and green mining in Indonesia. I believe I made the right decision to study at UBC. I cannot wait to come to my first class and meet Dr. Ben Klein in person to collaborate for development of sustainable mining.
Ya, ini versi 2 setelah direvisi ya. So how do you feel ya about this second closing? Kelihatan banget nih kalau ini shorter, right? Much
Maybe
shorter. Yeah?
The repetition of, she stressed the repetition of meeting Dr. Ben Klein.
Iya, ini sama karena Dr. Ben Klein ini salah satu profesor yang inspired dia to come to UBC. Ini versi 2-nya. So she keeps Dr. Ben Klein ya. Dr. Ben Klein ini is salah satu benang merah dari esainya dia.
Right.
Okay. Okay, let me see how do you feel about this essay? Version 2 is kind of less effective, different approach from version 1, clear and better closing statement. Too much emphasis on gender issues. Oh, yang tadi ini ya. Okay, let's read the last version, Bulani. So we can move forward. Okay. This is the final version, sort of the final version, yeah.
With a degree in geological engineering, internship experiences in the mining industry, and an NGO, and a passion to empower women mining engineers, I believe I am more than ready to join UBC family and community. I am thrilled to study at the beautiful Point Grey campus, live at a Pacific Ocean Pew residence, and experience co-op. But most of all, I cannot wait to meet with Dr. Ben Klein in person to collaborate in the development of sustainable mining.
All right, so put on the chat how you feel about the third version. Ibu Lani, how do you feel about this third version?
I think it's more targeted, yeah. I mean, the connection with the beginning of being the engineers, geologists, and then is there.
Okay, so this is the approach I'm using here is the necklace approach. So basically, I summarize everything that she has stated on the personal statement and bring it together with something new, yeah, with something new, like, you know, studying in the Point Grey campus. Yeah, I used to work for UBC, so I know it's called Point Grey campus, and live in the Pacific Ocean View residence and experience co-op, and also, but still bringing back Dr. Ben Klein as a person that she wants to meet. So when you're reading this, so when you read the final sentence, yeah, I want you to know that. But most of all, I cannot wait to meet with Dr. Ben Klein in person to collaborate in the development of sustainable mining. So when you read this sentence, it is as if the student is already accepted at UBC or not. Ya, ya. Jadi kayak sudah ada kayak apa ya? Kayaknya mimpinya itu udah menjadi nyata bahwa she's already accepted at UBC, that she just needs to go during her first class. Okay. There is no right or wrong, yeah. Everyone of us has different ways of telling our stories, and also I cannot share the whole essay, yeah. So you're only looking at the beginning and the closing, so you don't really get the the whole picture of the essay as a unity as a whole. But thank you, Ibu Lani, for reading that, and I hope that by reading and looking at these different versions, it can help you, yeah, with your personal statement. So before we go to the Q&A, I have a few different things that I still wish to share. Hopefully can cover all of them quickly. That when you write your personal statement, make sure that it touch the reader's mind and it touch the reader's heart. Why? Because the heart is more, actually, according to the HeartMath Institute in the US, the heart is more powerful than the brain. It is about 100,000 times stronger electrically and up to 5,000 times stronger magnetically than the brain. So if you can write with your brain and your heart, it will touch the reader's brain and heart, and it's going to be very, very powerful. So it's one of your ways to become a scholarship magnet, by having a story that is touching both to the brain and the heart. Okay, it's really important. And finally, here it is. I'm going to share with you the magic formula for becoming a scholarship magnet. Yeah, and I do this and follow this, you know, in my life, that it has given me a lot of results as well. Is to have an aligned mind, heart, and words and actions to achieve the result or the manifestation that you want. What does it mean? It means that if your mind really wants to receive and got a scholarship, LPDP scholarship, it means your heart also wants it. It means your words, your verbal or your written words also needs to be synchronized. It means you have to take action. It means you have to complete all the requirements and submit your scholarship application. So everything should be aligned and synchronized for you to get the result that you want. And as you know, there's so many different factors, right? There's so many different factors to get what you want. And it's really difficult to say that one thing is more important. But one thing is for sure, that's very important, is that your personal statement is one of the most significant factors of your application. So if you can make a better personal profile, that will definitely increase your chance of receiving a scholarship. And I wish for you to always dream. Yeah, you always dream. I believe that everything starts with a dream, you know. Some people say like, jangan mimpi di siang hari bolong, where I want you to dream. But take actions, yeah, so that you can create your dream. You can transform your dream into reality. But keep dreaming, keep dreaming. And I really believe that if you really want it, yeah, and you really, really believe it, that you can achieve it. So I believe that it's possible. I have received 3 scholarships in my life, and hopefully more in the future, and I'm sure you can too. I have sort of been able to study and lived overseas and abroad for many years, and it's something that you want. I'm sure you can too. And lastly, I just want to share a few supports that I am providing for all of you if you wish to get professional support. I have a couple of services. Yeah, the first one is to create a powerful and a successful college and scholarship essay with me online via Zoom, and the package price is 2.2 million rupiah, or if you are an international client, itu 170 US dollars. And for this package, you get reflection and research support, you get editing assistance, you get 2-hour essay consultation and 30-minute post-editing session. You will gain a life-changing skill to view your essay from 3 different perspectives. You will also learn practical tools to transform your dreams into reality. I will share more about this. I'm very excited. You will also get a guided relaxation and visualization exercise. And if you are applying for scholarship, I will do what I call the scholarship magnet activation. Yeah, so I'm not a scholarship shaman. I'm not dukun beasiswa ya. I am a scholarship angel. Saya malaikat beasiswa. But I cannot guarantee, but I can activate it for you. But it's your power to actualize and realize the scholarship that you want. And by doing this, you will significantly increase your chance of gaining a college admission or a scholarship that you wish. Yeah, and ultimately manifest your university abroad. So I have my contact details here. I will put it in a chat later on. The other service that I also share with my clients is college or scholarship interview preparation. I know that interview is one of the biggest challenges, yeah, in the step. This is actually the final step, right? So at 1.1 juta, yeah, rupiah or USD 80, you get a 2-hour coaching for pre, during, and post interview and practice interview. We can do mock interview. You will learn some relaxation and calming breathing exercise, and you will also significantly increase your chance of acing your interview. And since this is really the final step, yeah, you might want to invest on this, because this is pretty important. Okay, so if you wish to receive my support, yeah, you can do so. You can contact me. I also put this information on my Facebook page. I'm going to put it on the chat now so we can stay in touch. Yeah, hold on. Okay. So you have my information now on the chat. If you want, you can also take a screenshot. And I think that's it from me. And thank you so much for spending the last almost 2 hours with me. We still have time for Q&A, and I'll be happy to answer any of the questions that you still have. Yeah. And thank you once again for AECC Global and Indonesia for hosting this event and inviting me again. Over to you, Ibu Lani.
All right, so we'll just go back, go straight to the question and answer. Terima kasih Bu Lani atas intronya. Selamat siang Bu Linda. Dari Suci Jakarta, izin bertanya. Kebetulan berencana ingin apply Fulbright Scholarship atau AMINEF untuk S3 di US. Boleh tolong izin share tips and tricks personal statement dan interview dengan AMINEF. Karena Ibu graduate studies-nya di US. Mungkin bisa beri do's and don'ts untuk US culture and education environment. Tadi sudah sempat disebutkan banyak, tapi mungkin Ibu Linda ada yang mau tambahkan, silakan.
Boleh. Aduh, aku seneng banget Fulbright application. If you're applying for Fulbright, hopefully I can spread my Fulbright scholarship magnet with you. Seneng banget, excited. So it's very interesting ya, you mentioned Fulbright because it's a US-based different culture, right? Ini bener banget. So when I help students writing, like editing their essay, kan some of my clients itu ada banyak juga yang S1 yang apply ke US kayak Common App, using Common App, and ke UK pakai UCAS application ya. Jadi itu essay-nya beda banget. Karena US is definitely less formal, ya. Less formal dalam arti kalau UK itu kan dia lebih akademis ya, lebih fokus ke majornya segala macam. Kalau US, I find that secara tone, secara culturally, mereka jauh lebih relax and jauh lebih informal. Tapi kalau untuk doctoral program, of course, you want to make sure that it's academic. Ya, kalau doctoral program, definitely you have to be academic. Penting banget kalau nulis if you're applying for S3, berarti I'm sure that you have a lot of writing capacity already ya, hopefully. You want to make sure that it's professional, it's academic. Apalagi ya, memang agak beda sih. Kalau untuk interview itself, memang there's so many ways of doing this ya. Yang paling pertama sih, kalau aku ya, when I help my clients is to actually teach them how to relax themselves. Karena biasanya kalau interview itu yang paling sulit adalah nervousnya kan. The nerve really gets you. Dan kadang-kadang you just don't ace your interview because of that butterfly feeling in your stomach, right? So very important you can do this online also. You can research online how to, relax yourself using some breathing exercise, maybe guided meditation, atau macam-macam ya. Or you can pray if you're religious, then you can pray. Some people do that because it calms them down. And make sure that you do your research sih. Yeah, and make sure that you know what you have written, because during the interview biasanya they will ask a lot about what you have written on your personal statement particularly. So jadi just know it by heart bahwa and again ya, makanya I provide this service because you need to practice sometimes. Susah banget kan, maksudnya interviews, like if you don't practice directly kayak bener-bener di interview, you cannot actually imagine gitu kira-kira how the interview is gonna be kan. Kalau kita do in practice lewat kayak mirror, cermin, it's different. So if you have someone to practice with, it really helps you tahu gitu kira-kira what you need to be doing sebelum interview, harus ngapain, selama interview what you need to consider, and after that apa aja. Itu banyak banget. Dan coaching aku itu kan 2 jam tuh. 1 hour you just go through the coaching ya, and 1 hour we do the practice session. Imagine like I cannot we don't have the next hour gitu ya for me to just cover everything about the college and scholarship interview. Jadi kurang lebih gitu. But if you want to know more and you need some support, just contact me ya.
Thank you. Kemudian Clara Hetty Primasari, Miss Linda, your energy is so positive. I smile and feel strong while listening to your story. Thank you. I hope can be a scholarship magnet like yourself. Thank
you so much. That's very, very, very nice. And I want to tell you this, yeah, you have to know that all of you has the potential to be a scholarship magnet. All of us have this potential to become a scholarship magnet. Cuma kadang-kadang it's actually us, it's ourselves that apa namanya ya, that stop us from getting that, from attracting that. Karena dari diri kita sendiri kayak, oh I don't deserve it, like I don't want to receive gift dan lain-lain, ya. But we all have that potential to become a scholarship magnet.
Oke, berikutnya mungkin saya gabung pertanyaannya Luna Nuansa Iman, kemudian juga Gita Tara Asfari dan Troy Agung. I'm currently in the middle of applying for Fulbright Master Degree Scholarship. I want to ask personally what I should reflect in my personal statement. Is it achievement or personal stories? Secondly, I personally work in a private company and I am lack of experience in research. Therefore, this become a challenge for myself. I need some tips regarding this. How should I put myself in personal statement? What should I reflect in order to gain scholarship?
Very good question, Luna. Thank you for asking that question. You don't have to choose between personal and achievement and personal stories. Yeah, you can share both. When you jadi gini, when you want to put something in your personal profile, jadi you ask yourself, is this relevant to the essay? Gitu kan? If I put this, is it relevant to my essay? Terus the second thing, will this support me and my essay? Gitu, ngerti nggak? Jadi whatever you want to put, there is no right or wrong. Cuma maksudnya there must be a purpose, a reason why you want to share a particular story or particular achievement. Jadi if it promotes you and really makes your essay better, ya, and highlights you and bikin kalian tambah keren kelihatannya di essay, then you can use it. Jadi nggak harus pilih salah satu. You can use both. And untuk research, I know, right? This is quite a challenge ya, karena S3 itu kan really research based course ya. Jadi, and some of us we do not have that experience. We cannot lie. Please don't lie. Please don't lie on your personal statement. You cannot lie that you said, "Oh, I've done this research." You know, research is pretty big. So you want to jadi kalian harus pinter merephrase sesuatu dalam arti, like research is a pretty big area, right? Maybe you have done research for your company, for example, that you don't really think, oh, it's a research. You know, you can put that, or maybe you can start reading about a lot of research journals and really show that you have been reading it because you are interested in it. So there are so many different ways to go about it. So hopefully that helps. Ibu Lani kalau ada tambahan boleh loh.
Yeah.
You're also such an expert also.
Thank you. Pertanyaannya mirip dari Gita tadi ya, Gita Tara. What kind of selling point? Tadi Bu Linda udah bicara mengenai selling point ya. That we could put for an introvert person and less achievement in our personal state. Kemudian mirip juga dengan Troy Agung. Kak Linda, apakah baik jika dalam personal statement kita tell stories about our findings and interests from our working environment that trigger us to pursue higher education?
Yeah, of course. Jadi sebenarnya ini cuma cara kalian repackage your story kan sebenarnya. Jadi you don't have to be an extrovert atau you have to be super outstanding to be able to create an excellent story. It's just about the mechanics of how you are conveying your story sebenarnya. Ya, jadi doesn't matter if you're introvert or extrovert lah. You can still write an amazing story. Kalau achievement, ya mungkin lebih. Kalau misalnya kalian merasa achievementnya nggak sehebat orang lain, I would actually emphasize on the lessons that you learn through this achievement. Ngerti nggak? Instead of the achievement itself. Jadi maybe through this achievement you learn to become a better mother, for example, who knows, right? You learn to become a better individual lewat apa gitu ya, mungkin lewat perseverance, lewat hard work ataupun apa gitu, komunikasi. Jadi itu lebih ke cara aja ya, cara aja. Tadi aku lihat apa tadi, working environment that trigger, iya bisa. So there is no, nggak ada satu template yang harus gitu kan. Jadi kadang-kadang I'm sorry to tell you lah, I cannot give you like the magic harus personal statement A B C D, enggak, karena gini, because we all have different stories and we have different ways of telling our stories. Jadi nggak ada right or wrong. There is no right or wrong. It's just like every story is unique in its own self, yeah, its own way. Jadi don't worry, you just forgo with whatever you want to write and see how they manifest in the structure and in the story itself. Ya.
Oke. Mudah-mudahan membantu ya, Troy dan kemudian dari Estetika Cinta Pratiwi, what is the example of personal judgment sentence that we need to avoid in our essay?
Wah, this is excellent question. Bagus banget. Jadi, and I come across this very often in my clients essay ya. Jadi kadang-kadang secara kita nggak sadar, kita adalah past personal judgment. Tadi pagi barusan aja satu sharing tentang personal judgment. Jadi dia ngomongin, ini anak SMA masih ya, jadi dia ngomongin bahwa pendidikan di Indonesia itu tidak menghasilkan orang-orang, misalnya school is not a place for a person to express the passion, ngerti nggak? Bahwa dia merasa that grades are more important, like for school in education in Indonesia. So that is personal judgment. There is obviously personal judgment. Terus ada lagi esai dari klien aku, dia ngomongin soal COVID-19 ya, selama pandemi ini dia bilang banyak guru yang nggak some teachers don't know how to teach online karena because of the new change gitu ya, and he wrote that some teachers do not do their work lah basically during the online learning. So that is a personal judgment, yeah, that is a personal judgment. So be mindful of that and try to avoid it, yeah. And also aku ada kemarin essay juga, jadi one teacher ya, my client is a teacher, terus dia ngomongin masalah some other teachers just do their job for money, and while she is working, passionately as a teacher to help the students. Yeah, I understand that she wants to display that she's a great teacher with a lot of passion, but at the same time, she's also judging the other teachers for not doing what she thought the teacher should do. Jadi kayak gitu, like try to avoid that. Yeah, that's not really positive ya.
Okay, thank you. Next dari Arina Rosani, Miss Linda, bagaimana cara membuat opening yang menarik reader supaya mereka tetap tertarik membaca esai yang kita buat?
Ini memang salah satu kesulitan terbesar ya dalam menulis adalah how to create a captivating opening. Ada banyak cara banget. Memang I cannot say like one approach is better. Misalnya tadi ya aku pakai satu kata, stop, full stop, satu kata. Bisa juga you can use a series of questions, ya. Bisa juga kayak gitu. You can start with a vivid story of the past. Gitu kan, ada student yang ngomongin soal bahwa saya one of my clients using the story of jadi saudaranya, her brother and her grandma passed away from cancer, dan itu jadi seed-nya dia untuk menjadi seorang chemist that one day hopefully develop obat untuk pasien kanker gitu ya. So this is a vivid picture of a story in the past. Bisa juga kayak gitu. And I really want to advise you, kan kadang-kadang sulit nih ya. Maksudnya I give you some examples. You can search online, ada very good resources namanya College Essay Guy. Jadi this American guy ya, Ethan, dia college essay lady, dia college essay guy, and he has a lot of amazing examples on his website gitu ya, untuk aplikasi untuk personal statement, banyak banget, and most of them are really amazing and inspiring. So I advise you to read examples. So you sort of, oh yeah, ada di kayak gini, ada yang kayak gitu, and then you're like, oh okay, I like my way this way, for example. Okay?
Semoga membantu ya. Kemudian dari Stella Fania. Hi Miss Linda, how to show leadership experience with no managerial experience? Thank you.
Okay, so I want to break the myth gitu ya, bahwa leadership itu it's not being about a director, being a president, about being a manager. Leadership is about, you know, being a leader to yourself first, that you can lead yourself. Being a leader meaning you are the leader to your family, for example, right? You are a leader to your siblings, your brothers and your sisters. It's not, and again, I want to highlight that it's not about a leadership role. It's about what does the leadership, what does the leadership teaching you, gitu kan, yang sebenarnya penting, bukan leadership role-nya. Maybe you are a leader in the ibu-ibu se-RT, for example. Yeah, so it's also being a leader.
Yeah. Next question is from Arina Rosani. Caranya membedakan slogan dan yang promoted our potential itu apa ya?
Oke. Nah, makanya ini, I want you to understand the energy, gitu kan. Tadi yang aku bilang, words carry vibration. Ngerti nggak? Jadi kadang-kadang when we read a story kan, we can feel it. Bahwa ini, wah ini sombong banget nih, gitu kan. And we cannot deny it, because we feel it. Terus ada juga yang, kita tahu aja, ini kayaknya anaknya bohong deh, waktu kita baca esai itu. Ngerti nggak? So there is this gut feeling that we feel, that we know. So that's why when I told you, right, you need to connect better with your mind and your heart. Because when you're connected to both, you'll be able to distinguish the two. Ya. Jadi yang arrogant dan yang promoted our potential itu, you'll know lah. And also it comes from your intention. Jadi balik lagi, kamu waktu nulis ini tujuannya untuk apa? Ataukah kamu mau mempromosikan diri kamu sendiri, you want to promote yourself, or you want to brag about, karena beda ya, your own intention. Jadi kalian maunya ngapa? Jadi waktu kalian nulis ini, kalian mau sombong, atau kalian mau benar-benar ngasih sharing bahwa that you have done something amazing. It's just different. Okay, next.
Berikutnya adalah dari Satrio Pamungkas ya, izin bertanya bagaimana untuk personal statement dari fresh graduate, bagaimana pengalamannya, dijelaskan.
Yeah, you cannot lie if you haven't got any work experience, then you just have to write what you have learned during your college ya, dari S1-nya belajar apa. Mungkin kamu pernah internship atau part-time job, can also, and also be careful with the program that you're applying to, karena beberapa S2 kan ada yang require work experience, ada yang bisa langsung, nggak harus ada require experience. This is okay ya, you don't have to make up things. Ya, jadi kalau memang kamu mau langsung kan, some people they go directly kan, dari S1 langsung S2 nggak kerja dulu. It's okay, it's totally okay. Just reflect on the stories from your bachelor's undergraduate programs.
Oke, Satrio, mudah-mudahan bisa menjawab. Kemudian dari Nafasya Ramadini Maura, Miss Linda, many people said that we should not repeat the info that's already provided on our CV. What do you recommend us to do so this doesn't happen? Because personal statement also talks about our achievement.
Benar banget. Ini poin yang bagus sih. Jadi memang try to avoid, dalam arti nggak copy paste ya. Maksudnya you can take some of the key points gitu kan, yang dari yang kalian tulis di CV atau di resume, dan taruh lagi. Jadi personal statement itu aku rasa it's like the extension of your CV and your resume, ngerti nggak? So you can put more details yang you cannot put in the resume or CV because of the limitation, space limitation, that you can actually add on the personal statement. So give more details. Lesson learn-nya apa yang tadi aku bilang ya, lesson learn, reflection itu penting banget, realizations, that something maybe you don't always put on your CV or resume karena kan itu lebih kayak condense and short. So it's just extending them and expanding the ideas from the CV or resume. Bisa copy paste tapi yang ide kecilnya aja ya, misalnya you work as this for this and then you explain more lah.
Okay. Next from Dewaning, Miss Linda, to make a powerful statement, should we write detail about our personality, such as the strengths and weaknesses as part of it?
Yeah, it depends. Some actually essays require for you. Ada specific banget question misalnya di essay yang tuh bilang, what is your biggest weakness and how did you overcome it? So you have to speak about your weakness, ya. And depends. Kalau memang nggak ditanya dan kalian mau share, biasanya strength pasti dong you want to share, right? Because basically you want to promote yourself lah. So you share your strength lah and your personality quite okay. So you can make it a personalized like that, can lah. So because when it's a chance for others to get to know you better, right? And sometimes it's easier for you to explain about yourself. Gitu ya, your personality, your strength, your weaknesses. Also can if kalau memang if you feel that helps you and highlights you and relevant to the essay, okay, can, sure.
Okay.
Tapi jangan terlalu panjang kalau nggak diminta ya.
Ya. Intinya kalau nggak diminta nggak usah gitu ya, Bu.
Iya sebenarnya.
Okay. Dari Suci Apsari, for personal statement, do we have to introduce ourselves about our name, age, and education at the introduction paragraph? Thank you.
Enggak selalu semua gitu ya. Name kayaknya nggak usah. Tergantung. Aku lihat banyak banget a lot of Indonesians they repeat like hello, my name is blah 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 and kayaknya nggak harus karena it's so obvious that it's your application sih for me ya. Age it depends lah. Maybe you are applying to a doctor's program when you are 15. Maybe that for that like your age is so like oh my god she's 15 and she's applying for a PhD program. Ngerti nggak? And that helps you, right? If it's just like what is the point? Why do you want to put your age? Harus ada purpose-nya. Kalau education ya it depends ya, it depends on the prompt or the question of the essay because some essay requires for you to write about your education. Yeah, some essay requires for you to write about your education background. So you can choose to put it at the beginning. Misalnya I have received a bachelor's degree in geology from this university and now I am applying to this master's program at your university. Can. So it really depends.
Right. Dari Andrea Putri ada 2 pertanyaan. Is there any tips if I'm planning to apply for a different major from my undergrad? And if I want to tell a story about my challenge as someone with autoimmune, where's the best place to put that kind of story? Thanks in advance. The session is so insightful.
Thank you for the question. Jadi memang it is okay for you to put 2 different majors in your undergraduate program, right? And sometimes it's difficult because sometimes doesn't always mean that you can create 2 different stories, ngerti nggak? Kadang-kadang kan one story is for both applications, right? And you want to make sure that it ticks all the boxes for both majors kalau kayak gitu. Ya, kalau kayak gitu. Kayak misalnya UCAS application yang S1, for example, right? Some students apply to different majors, but they can only write one essay. So the essay has to sort of satisfy everything and all the majors and all the universities that students is applying to. This is pretty challenging karena your essay has to capture all the essences gitu ya. But it's not impossible. Itu bisa banget, apalagi cuma 2 gitu kan. Bisa banget, just make sure that the essay satisfy both. Terus kalau untuk story about autoimmune, you have to ask yourself, why do you want to put this fact? Kalau maksudnya, some people actually ask for pity, ngerti nggak? They ask for pity, jadi mereka mau minta kasihan supaya orang itu memberikan apa yang mereka mau dengan challenges that you have. I'm sorry ya, I hope that's not you ya. I'm not trying to say that you are this type of a person. Cuma just ask your intention. Why do you want to write about this? Ya, why do you want to write this? And also yang fokusnya sih lebih ke how did you come out stronger from this disease, right? What did you learn from having this disease? How it didn't stop you from pursuing your dream despite the fact that you have autoimmune. Now a lot of people are, to be honest, are experiencing this sort of disease ya, autoimmune. Banyak banget nih teman-teman aku juga ada beberapa yang kan. And tidak ada tempat yang the best place to put that in a kind of story. So it really depends on how you narrate your story. Bisa di depan, bisa di tengah, bisa di belakang. Nggak ada kayak fixnya. Cuma ya I don't know exactly how you're gonna write your story. So basically just put it there kalau memang put it. Terus lihat kira-kira jalur-alurnya kayak mana yang paling bagus. Ya, Andrea Putri. Semoga cepat sembuh ya. Nggak enak banget nih sakit.
Oke. Betul, Andrea. Semoga menjawab ya. Berikutnya dari Kioi Putri Gunawan. Ms. Linda, thank you for your inspiring and informative talk today. I'm applying to studying in Canada and graduate later this year, and I'm aiming for partial scholarships. So I was wondering if you have any do's and don'ts for specifically applying to Canada. Perhaps any advice on adjusting to a new culture?
Wah, very specific to Canada ya. So Canada itu kayaknya radarnya memang kurang popular, but it's actually one of the best options to study sih di luar negeri, to be honest. It's very safe, it's very diverse. Wah, it's very comfortable lah, to be honest. Partial scholarship, it depends where you're applying to. Some universities kayak aku tahu di UBC ya, where I used to work, they provide partial scholarships. Terus itu automatically evaluated, nggak ada scholarship application. Di University of Toronto, some programs that require a separate scholarship essay. Kayak kemarin, one of my clients is applying to the engineering program di University of Toronto. Terus ada separate scholarship form yang dia harus tulis. Ya, apa namanya? So you need to do your research on that. Kalau untuk application sih, more or less similar ya in general across the board. In terms of application, in some universities di Canada itu nggak require essay biasanya. Banyak yang nggak. Tapi yang top uni, if you want to go to top uni, biasanya wajib ada essay-nya. Tapi kalau yang regular, yang biasa sih nggak ada. Kalau culture-nya sih sangat diverse ya, dan very nice people ya, very friendly, very humble people. Itu salah satunya kenapa pendidikan Kanada nggak terlalu popular, because they're so humble, they don't really like brag and promote themselves in a way kayak negara-negara lain ya. To be honest, it's one of humble bagus, cuma jadi kayak kurang promosi ya, jadi kurang populer.
Oke, Kioi, mudah-mudahan membantu. Otherwise, you can contact your counselors at AECC. Nanti mereka akan bantu Anda untuk apply ke institusi yang diminati. Next, from Nurbaiti Hafmaya, how important is the X factor? For example, climbing Himalaya, social impact, etc. in applying for scholarship.
Very important lah. Jadi when you're applying for a scholarship kan, there must be something that sets you apart, ngerti nggak? There must be something outstanding about you. Yeah, you can call it the X factor lah, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, you don't have to climb Himalaya sih, or you don't have to bring social justice itu ya, kayak gitu. But there must be something, a specific quality that you have, or a specific achievement that you have that is really outstanding, that is very unique and different from other people. Yeah. So yeah, the answer, straightforward answer is yeah, it is very important.
Important to be different.
Yes.
Next, Albarisa, is there any advantage of displaying working experience in the government sector for the chance of offered a scholarship? Does experience in private institution does the opposite?
Interesting question. Di LPDP itu kan ada banyak banget ya jenis beasiswanya. Ada yang khusus untuk pegawai negeri, ada yang khusus untuk dosen. So in that sort of context mungkin ya ada apa namanya advantage-nya kali ya di government sector. Tapi I feel that across the board sih, you don't have to be necessarily in the government sector or private sector. Like the only government job experience I had was with BRR waktu di Banda Aceh ya, post tsunami, and the rest was all private sectors, and it didn't prevent me from getting all the scholarships that I got. Yeah, so I don't think it really matters.
It really
in that way. Yeah, it really depends. Yeah.
Misalnya memang buat pegawai negeri ya, of course.
Iya, karena LPDP kan beberapa memang khusus untuk pegawai negeri ya, memang ada dosen dan lain-lain, jadi dia spesifik banget.
Next from Melly, how to know what is your goal? I mean, we never know that what future will bring us, and is it related to our life goal? Since I still young, I don't really know what is my life goal due to limited experience.
Thank you for asking this question, Melly May. Such a wonderful question. Dan memang maksudnya aku ngerti ya, kadang-kadang akhirnya lampunya nyala nih. Kadang-kadang apa namanya, when we are younger, we don't know what we want in life. Kan we don't really have like long-term goal or short-term goal or mid-term goal, which is okay. Tapi yang I want you to think about is jangan lihat itu sebagai goal sih. Kayak lebih ke dream. I spoke about dream before ya. What do you dream of? What are you passionate about? And that will be your goal sih sebenarnya. Maybe you're passionate about drawing. Maybe one day you want to become an artist, for example, right? So just connect to your passion and your dream. And it is okay for you if you don't know it now. Sometimes it's a journey. Like I didn't know that I'm doing what I'm doing right now, like 5 years ago, right? In the past, I was like, oh, I'm just going to work for UBC. It's one of the best institutions in the world. I got very good benefits, from my job. I'm probably just do this for the rest of my life. But then I changed. Yeah, that I decided to leave, and I'm doing what I'm doing right now. So I didn't even see this a few years ago. So it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Just take your time.
So similar questions from Anggi Agung Gumelar. Miss, I want to ask, I'm Anggi from Bandung. In personal statement, does it have to contain or demonstrate such an innovative we have, or we can just tell a plan? Thank you.
Yeah, if you have not made any certain innovation, then don't have to. It's okay. It doesn't have to demonstrate innovation. A plan, itu kamu bisa, a plan-nya itu bisa you can put a plan, for example, itu kayak aja goal lah maksudnya planning-nya kayak mau seperti apa, and you can use the SMART approach yang aku bilang tadi, it has to be specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be attainable, dan lain-lain. So you can use the SMART approach.
Okay.
Senang banget nih, banyak yang nanya ya.
From Shania Khairunisa, hi Miss Linda. I have a similar question like Andrea Putri. Do you have any tips for us that want to apply to a major that is completely the opposite of our undergrad major?
Yeah, very good question. I love this question. So we change, right? Maybe when after you graduate from high school, you're like, oh yeah, I love geology. I want to study geology, gitu kan? Kayak my client maybe ya. Jadi udah belajar geologi, terus udah selesai. Oh, actually, I change my mind. Aku mau belajar bisnis sekarang because I think business is so amazing. it's okay. So you can do that. Kalau memang the program that you're applying to memang allows you to do that. Kan ada beberapa program yang harus linear, ya, sama. Ada beberapa program you can just change, nggak harus kayak gitu ya. And di luar negeri itu bahkan lebih seru ya. Kalian you can do a double major gitu. Kalau S1 kan bisa double degree lah segala macam ya. Jadi you can study history and art at the same time. Jadi multi-field combination is not a strange thing anymore, terutama di luar. Kalau di UBC kalau bisa ngambil 2 major, 1 minor kayak tadi ya, one of my clients dulu yang lulusan UBC, dia majornya psychology, terus minornya di creative writing, terus ada juga di international relations 3-3 gitu ya, diborong semua. Ya, it's okay. Cuma waktu you want to change your mind, misalnya apply lagi ya di S2 dengan bidangnya berbeda, you need to convince the new the college admission that your plan to change your major is an excellent plan for you. Itu aja. So you need to work harder on convincing the admission office. And you can, nggak masalah sama sekali, ya.
Yap, and buat Andrea dan Shania bisa tanyakan langsung sama konselor. Nanti kita juga akan informasikan banyak kok program-program yang boleh Anda tes dari undergraduate yang tidak linear. Banyak sekali. Bisa diatur itu. Oke. Next dari Alvina, is it okay if we mention the leadership experience that happened 10 years ago?
In general, I would advise for you to share recent experience, ya, secara umum. In general, recent experience is better, karena itu benar-benar fresh and more relevant biasanya. Jadi for the past 2 or 3 years, I would suggest. Kalau lama banget for the past 5 years lah, itu udah paling old. Kalau misalnya you want to share something from 10 years ago, there must be a specific reason why you want to bring it up again. Apa karena recently nggak ada leadership experience, so you want to ask that question to yourself, ya? Apa memang nggak ada sama sekali? Or is that was the leadership experience 10 years ago was really outstanding that you wanted to make sure that it's there on your essay? So it really depends. Really depends.
Next pertanyaan dari Frederica Selin yang tadi mirip ya dengan pertanyaan sebelumnya dari Nelly dan sebelumnya lagi. What is your advice on creating a personal statement as a high school student? Thank you very much.
Sebenarnya secara umum, personal statement yang aku share tadi bisa di-apply untuk semua, dari high school students, mau undergraduate atau masters, dan lain-lain. Ya. Cuma kalau you are a high school student, so you focus on your high school experience lah, itu aja kan. Kalau S1 yang apply S2, berarti fokusnya ya sebelum dia S2, dia ngapain, kerja atau kuliah, ya. That's it. So you focus on your achievement during high school. Kalau bisa high school ya, jangan SMP nggak usah, jadi high school aja. Terus skills yang kalian dapetin, apa yang kalian pelajarin, terus ekskul ya, if you have activities outside school, inside at the school, so you want to also convey that on your personal statement.
Next dari Devi Marietta, Bu, caranya menghindari atau membedakan personal judgment dan konflik yang diselesaikan karena itu mau ambil beasiswa sekolah tinggi yang mau disampaikan pada statement letternya.
Itu mungkin masalah reframing, rephrasing your experience ya. Jadi sebenarnya bisa sih kalian taruh misalnya apa yang aku bilang tadi yang to avoid. Cuma maksudnya how do you reframe it in a way that it's your own judgment, ngerti nggak sih? Bahwa it's your own personal judgment, you own it if that's how you feel. Tapi jangan include others as if it's others' fault gitu loh for the judgment that you feel. Ngerti nggak sih? So if you have a certain judgment and you want to claim it and you want to share it, okay, it's okay. But depending on how you convey it, and again, ask yourself, is it helping you in your application? If it doesn't help you, forget it. Write something else. Yeah. If it helps you and it's relevant, okay, you put it. Okay.
Alright, Devi, mudah-mudahan membantu. Pertanyaan terakhir dari Sepana Syafa. Miss Linda, you have mentioned that Fulbright essay is more casual. But can you give some difference to chevening essay? Because my plan is going abroad to UK. Thank you and have a nice day.
Oh, you're playing. Okay, so I'm not saying that it's in general. I'm not saying it has to be casual ya. In general, I'm saying that US-based essays itu biasanya lebih casual secara energi, lebih less formal. Like you can be more personal. I'm not saying that it has to be like that lah. Lebih casual aja. Tapi kalau kamu planning ke the UK sih, memang UK I find is more professional and more academic. Yeah, definitely. So if you're applying to chevening, applying to the UK, yeah, you have to spend time on doing research about the major, the course, and how your background academically or non-academically support what you want to do in the UK. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, maybe one last question.
One last question, atau lebih tepatnya pernyataan ini, I'm interested in Canada. Because as a father or head of family as well, I would like to make my dream come true for one of my kids will join in there some academy soccer, modern and professional. And also to make my dream come true for me to become an international advocate.
Oh, congratulations, Jeffrey. High five. I hope you will achieve your dreams and your kids will achieve their dreams.
Okay, I think I have talked about all the questions. Have I missed something? Maybe not.
Senang banget, banyak pertanyaan ya.
I think I have read all questions. Okay. Thank you so much teman-teman AECC untuk pertanyaan yang sudah disampaikan kepada Ibu Linda. Terima kasih juga terutama untuk Ibu Linda yang sudah share your expertise, of course, mengenai bagaimana menjadi magnet scholarship.
Beasiswa.
Jangan lupa teman-teman, tadi ada beberapa tips and tricks yang sudah diajarkan share oleh Ibu Linda ya. Tapi yang saya paling berkesan adalah the first draft of anything is shit by Ernest Hemingway. So make sure you have lots and lots second, third, fifth draft, whatever that you need, supaya Anda menjadi personal statement Anda menjadi outstanding, ya. As a summary tadi Ibu Linda juga menyampaikan you need to touch the reader's mind and heart, and that is very powerful. Ya, jangan lupa align mind and heart and words and actions to get your result, your scholarship at the end of the day. Terakhir, keep on dreaming, have faith, and it will happen. Thanks again Ibu Linda untuk sesi siang hari ini, sangat menarik. Tadi teman-teman juga sudah diingatkan bahwa Ibu Linda juga menerima mentorship. Tadi Ibu Linda juga udah share. Apabila memang ada pertanyaan lebih lanjut on how to start your mentorship, you can call AECC atau bisa langsung menghubungi Ibu Linda di nomor telepon yang sudah di-provide oleh Ibu Linda. Alright, pada akhirnya saya mengucapkan terima kasih sekali lagi for being in the platform. Untuk teman-teman, sukses selalu, jangan berhenti bermimpi, and terutama stay healthy. Dan terima kasih banyak untuk Ibu Linda di siang hari ini. Sampai ketemu di kesempatan berikutnya.
Thank you, Bulani, AECC semuanya. Thank you, Donnie. Thank you, everyone.
That's the thing about life. It can be unpredictable, but your dreams need not be. How far would you go to make your dreams come true? How close are you to reaching those goals set by you? While others focus on a new normal, you focus on a new beginning. Look around for what inspires you. Build your narrative. After all, it's your story to tell. Take a chance. Take a leap. Begin your study abroad journey with us.
Looking for the right course for you? Welcome to AECC Global's Course Search, your one-stop platform for all your international education needs. Browse through millions of free, valuable study abroad resources to pursue your international study dream. To begin your search, type in your preferred course in the search bar. Filter by sub-course category, level of study, destination preference, tuition fees, duration and post-study work visa. With a destination drop-down, you can search for the preferred destinations of your choice. You can also filter down courses by top-ranked universities in your preferred destination and their rankings. Browse through various career choices, and you can also browse through free student resources like articles on tips to study abroad, the latest news, etc. We are here to support you with every step of your study abroad journey. To explore your course options, visit search.aeccglobal.com.